What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Black Phone 2. First of all, shout out to this movie for just saying 2 and leaving it at that. No extras, no extra add-ons, no The Reckoning, no The Revenge, no none of that. Just 2. We back with the Black Phone 2. Yes, it's October, scary movie season. First Black Phone was a nice little surprise. I enjoyed that movie. And so, you know, with horror movies, man, you got to run it back. You got to run it back. Horror movies are cheap to make, and if it makes money, it's like, yo, man, we got to keep this going. And you can always keep it going. So it's like, yes, this is a quick turnaround. So we back again. Same director, same writer, same cast. Ethan Hawke comes back. The kids come back. And it's funny, man, when you watch a movie with kid actors, that's when you realize how fast we grow as humans. Like these kids, I'm like, yo, man, especially because I watched the first Black Phone again just so I can brush up on the sequel, and they were like kids. And now I'm like, yo, man, that quick? And then you think about how long it takes to make a movie, and then it needs time to come out, and then, you know, it's 3 years, and then in 3 years, they done shot up in height, voices changed. It's like, yo, these are the same kids, but they look exactly the same, just older. So it's kind of cool to see, and I'm glad they had their original cast back. Everybody came back. Everybody that lived, anyway. Huh? Even the people that didn't live came back. It's the story about bad dreams haunt 15-year-old Gwen as she receives calls from the Black Phone and sees disturbing visions of 3 boys being stalked at a winter camp. Accompanied by her brother Finn, they head to the camp to solve the mystery, only to confront the Grabber, a killer who's grown even more powerful in death. So that's what this one is about. So what this movie made me notice is that, okay, in the first Black Phone, we knew that Gwen could see things in dreams. We knew that. Her dreams would come to pass. They would have a certain meaning. It didn't always make sense to her, but, you know, they would definitely connect it to what's going on in the real world. Her mom had that gift, or curse, depending on how you look at it. And so the father tried to repress that in her because, you know, his wife, their mom, killed herself because of the dreams. And so he was trying to beat it out of her, essentially. And drinking alcohol, he was just handling it all wrong. And so she had an older brother named Finn who got kidnapped by the Grabber, and he was trapped in his basement, and he was getting calls on the Black Phone from the dead kids that the Grabber already killed. So what I didn't notice until I watched this one is that the phone never worked, for real. The Grabber said that, but I was just still like, all right, why is he getting these phone calls? And I was just like, oh, he has a gift as well. He's communicating with the dead, in a sense. So maybe he's not getting dreams, but he's making he can make contact with people that have passed away. So I was like, oh, that's his gift. And so I was just like, oh, so now they're back. You know, he's still messed up by everything that he went through with the Grabber before. Even though he's tough now, he's beating up bullies at school, he's still repressing that fear and, you know, still trying to cope with what he went through. So he's smoking weed. And, you know, and she's still having like crazy dreams as well. So the kids are stressed. Even though dad has been doing better, he's 3 years sober, the kids are still going through it. And so, and she still doesn't want to tell her dad that she's having these dreams. And Finn, which is a trope I cannot stand, he doesn't want to talk about her dreams. I'm sick of this. So now, when she's like, yo, Finn, man, I'm having these dreams. You're sleepwalking. It's just dreams. It's just dreams. You know it's not just dreams. Everything y'all went through in the first one, you know her dreams are based in reality. That's how they found the house you was kidnapped in. She knew where to find you because of her dreams, and you still just gonna be like, man, they just dreams. Watch out. Why are we doing this in movies all the time? I'm sick of it. I get it, you're not over what would happen in the first one, but still, man, you know your sister's dreams mean something. How you gonna brush them aside? I thought y'all were a team now. Ugh. I hate the brush off. It's like they always use the brush off to push the plot forward. When you could just have them just like, oh, you having dreams? What happened? If your dreams got my life saved, Anytime you bring up your dreams, all right, what'd you see? Who, what, when? What did I have on? What happened? Who was there? Was I in the dream? What happened? Tell me more. Every time you bring up your dreams to me, I'm all in. I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care what I got going on. Sis, who? So what happened? You were sleepwalking. Tell me what you saw. Was I in it? Was Dad in it? You, me, who? What? Kids? Where? Where was Dad? Let's go save them. Let's pull up. Let's save them. We can do that. We can open the business, man. We can find lost kids, pull up, save them. Let's get it. Why are we going through the whole thing of, nah, man, it was just a dream? I'm sick of that, man. So anyway, he's just putting up resistance. Then they end up, because she's like dreaming about her mom more. It's like she's trying to communicate from beyond the grave and trying to find these kids at this camp that her mom used to go to back in the day. So they go out there, they get these little camp counseling jobs, and they get snowed in. And so all these shenanigans are happening with the kids that were murdered there by the grabber. So the grabber is showing up in her dreams. So it's a very interesting dynamic from a storytelling standpoint and a sequel standpoint, because now we're changing the format a little bit, because now the grabber is no longer alive. He was fully alive in the first one. Now he's dead. Now he's showing up in the dream. So it's interesting to see a horror movie sequel out like this, because now we're really giving you a different perspective for real. It's not just like he was an immortal killer in the first one. Now he's coming back again like Jason, Michael Myers, and shit like that. This is a different feel, because now it's like, all right, we killed him in real life. It would be the equivalent of like, if Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one was what Freddy was doing while he was alive. And then Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is when he becomes the dream killer. That's what Black Phone 2 is like. Now he has the ability to kill you in dreams. He essentially turned into Freddy Krueger in this one. And so the kids have to navigate this while they're at the camp and try to figure out how to find the missing kids that he murdered and beat the grabber in Dreamville Records. That's what this is about. It was interesting. It didn't really creep me out. The first one didn't really creep me out like that. Like, I slept good last night. Like, I wasn't scared at the house by myself. I even thought about the movie on purpose. I was like, Black Phone 2. I guess that was a good thing. I was able to get good sleep. I love the returning cast. I love the fact that it just felt more organic because everybody came back, even Ethan Hawke. Even though you can barely recognize him because he always has the mask on and his face was decomposed. It could have been anybody in that role. I don't even know if it was Ethan Hawke, for real. It was just good to see that continuation go on. I can't say that I enjoyed it more than the first one, though. I think I liked the first one a little bit better, but this was still entertaining. It was creepy. It was a nice little addition to the horror genre. And forget all that, man. You want to know the smooth jazz review of Black Phone 2? Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Black Phone 2 3.5 saxophones out of 5. It's a good watch, man. Pull up on that. I like the first one a little bit better, but this is a good sequel. I kind of like the route that they took. Even though I'm nitpicking about the brother not wanting to hear the sister's dreams. Them dreams was potent, man. Stuff was going on out here, man. You was talking to dead kids on the phone in the first one. They was calling you up, bro. They was like, yo, hey, because if you call me, I'm not going to answer the phone. So if you was dead calling me, like, don't, man, pick up. Nah, man, watch out. You got to text me. If you text me from the grave, and then we can get it cracking. But the fact that he was just one of those people like, man, it's just dreams. Go back to bed. No, ain't no go back to bed, man. I'll be seeing murdered kids when I go to sleep, bro. Just be with me, bro. All right, that's my review of Black Phone 2. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments section below. Do you think they're going to make a third one? How would you rank the first two? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.